Could this be our first Barolo on the show? Our first blind Barolo. Let's make this an alliteration. Our first best value blind Barolo. Lots of bitter orange. What'd you do? Did you put orange essence in this? There's definitely no essence of vanilla in here, which, thank God, because there is Nebbiolo out there that I tried recently, and we gotta have him on the show at some point, Maestro, to warn the public of this. Make sure that they don't blow their hard-earned money on that fake confected drink juice vanilla bomb. Put it in a cone and serve it with some chocolate topping and whipped cream and put a cherry on top of it, because that's where it should be. It shouldn't be in the glass. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Wine and Whiskey with Steve. And as you can see on my face, I'm smiling. Why am I smiling? There's something in my glass. I'm hoping it's something nice, and I'm hoping it's something of value. But anyways, I'm thankful for whatever Maestro has prepared. I'm also smiling because it's Wine Wednesday, and it's Raptors basketball night. So they're down 0-2 in the playoffs. They really need to win this game tonight. So preparing a nice meal to watch, to have with the game tonight as we watch. We have a nice chuck roast that I've been cooking for a good 8 hours, and we got some portobello mushrooms stuffed with chorizo and cheddar, and we got a nice carrot puree and some roasted potatoes. So prior to heading home from work, stopped off at our local LCBOs to see what wines I wanted to pair with tonight's dinner. So yeah, excited, looking forward to some of those. But even better, we got a nice blind tasting to do here. So blind tastings, they're a lot of fun. They're one of my favorite things to do, but they're also stressful, right? It's like every wine critic, sommelier out there, every time you're doing a blind tasting, there's always some type of pressure, right? How close am I gonna be? Am I gonna get it correct? What's the price point? It's tough. It's tough. So, but it is enjoyable. We enjoy the pressure and love that rush that comes with blind tastings. So, without further ado, I really want to get into this because I'm really hungry and I really want to watch the game. But I'm just thinking, by looking at this glass right now, we can pick up a lot just based on the color of the wine, right? So, true blind tastings, we wouldn't want to see the glass. What are ways we can do that? Wear some blindfolds, or actually, we have some really cool stemware, right, Maestro? That maybe we can experiment with one day. They're completely black and opaque, and we can play around with tasting in that stemware versus our transparent stemware, and see if that makes a difference in our assessment of what's in the glass, right? Because when it comes down to it, we want value in the glass, and our preconceptions influence our judgments so much when it comes to what is in that glass. Coming off of our last episode that we did at my dad's house, Joe's Bar, we're comparing $20 Bordeaux and $100 plus Bordeaux. Even though my dad and myself were able to tell the difference between something that's $20, something that's 100 plus, still, does that warrant that 5 times price increase? If the wine was $200, would it be warranted versus $100, right? So and telling someone that you have $300 in the glass, versus $20 in the glass, it makes a huge difference. And there's a lot of studies out there. Maybe I'll put some links down below into those studies that were done in the past that gave 20 plus people various price points of wines, and it's quite shocking to see what people actually liked on their palates when you compare that to the price point of what was in the glass. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into this guy. I'm excited just because of the color. He is very ruby, but transparent and translucent. So you can see light passing right through it, and I can see my hands through it. And so right off the bat, I know this is not any type of a Cabernet. This is not any Zinfandel or Petit Syrah, Petit Verdot. This is not even any type of a Merlot, Malbec, Mencia, Rioja. Right away, I'm pointing toward Sangiovese, or just a little bit north of Tuscany. Just a little bit north of Tuscany, we have our friend Piemonte, where they make some very good things with Nebbiolo, Barbaresco, Barolo. But I don't know, we've been on kind of a Sangiovese bender, right? So maybe this is a Sangiovese. I don't know. The grape itself is going to be quite pale, but you do have some, you know, some nice orange. I can't even call it, it's not red brick, it is orange. It's orange, it's orange rims. Okay, but I am very eager to get in, and let's see what the aromas are like on this guy. Could this be our first Barolo on the show? Our first blind Barolo. Let's make this an alliteration. Our first best value blind Barolo. I don't know. I smell leather. I smell tar. There is cherry. I smell beef. But it's not coming from the glass. I smell bitter orange. It's got decent legs. So either high alcohol or significant time in oak. And the cherry, I'm getting a sour cherry. Based on that, I think I'm good to go in for a nice palate cleanser. He's nice. So I guess if my dad had a sip of this, he would say it's zippy. Zippy on the tongue. There's a lot going on with this, for sure. There's good acidity, quite a bit of acidity actually. It was quite tintillating on the palate. I definitely got lots of tar, bitter orange peel, cedar, tobacco. He spent a significant amount of time in wood. I don't know, Nebbiolo, Barbaresco, Barolo. This is definitely not like a Nebbiolo. This has to be some type of a Barolo, if it is from Piemonte, because of the amount of time it's spent in wood. Could this be an aged Brunello? The tannins and the acidity are not telling me that. Meaty umaminess happening with this guy, right? You have there's a slight sweetness from the fruit, but then there's a sour edge of the cherry. You know, you have that acidity for the saltiness, and then look at my tannins, right? So that should be a good key that we are in Barolo. And I think that is tannins don't lie. Tannins don't lie. Sometimes I lie. No, that's not true. I don't lie. I'm very honest. I make lots of mistakes, but I own up to them. Yeah, so I'm liking this guy a lot. I'm liking the puckering. This is going to go very nicely with the little reduction that I'm making for the chuck. So the mushroom and the truffle oil are going to come into good use today. Now, what I'm not picking up on here that I would sometimes normally get more so in a Barolo would be the floral aspect, right? So roses. But again, now because of the age, and I think this is where the profile is changing for me on the palate, is because of the age, and I'm picking up the bitter orange peel. So the florals have turned into the citrus, and I'm getting that. So the more meatiness, right? That umaminess, which that comes with age. You're not going to get that in a young Barolo. If this is a Barolo, what else could it be? Or we already said Sangiovese, but Sangiovese doesn't have the tannins. It doesn't have this I don't want to say meaty character, but this umami that's happening in here. You don't get that in Sangiovese, Brunello. This color's like my shirt, almost orange, like Halloween. It is. We're filming this in the wrong season, Maestro. We should be doing this in October. No. We can do Barolo every day and twice on Sundays. I really love this wine a lot. I'm loving it a lot. And because I've been saying, you know, how Nebbiolo, Sangiovese, Pinot, we've done quite a bit of tasting of Sangioveses and Pinot on the show. Not Nebbiolo. I'm happy to say that this could be our first one, but the complexity that you get in this Nebbiolo grape is so mind occupying, let's just say that, right? So once your palate is attuned to all the different types of, you know, fruits and spices and tertiary flavors, once your palate is attuned to those and can pick up on them, there's nothing more pleasurable than picking out those delicacies and those nuances in these subtle wines, right? Subtle wines, subtle grapes, your Pinots, your Gamees, your Sangioveses, your Nebbiolos, right? I'm getting lots of bitter orange. What'd you do? Did you put orange essence in this? There's definitely no essence of vanilla in here, which, thank God, because there is a Nebbiolo out there that I tried recently, and we got to have him on the show at some point, Maestro, to warn the public of this. Make sure that they don't blow their hard-earned money on that fake confected drink juice vanilla bomb, put it in a cone and serve it with some chocolate topping and whipped cream and put a cherry on top of it, because that's where it should be. It shouldn't be in the glass beside a plate of solid real food. Unbelievable, disgusting. But yeah, in due time we'll make that wine known to everybody. But again, going back to this guy, yeah, Nebbiolo, delicate grape, high acid, high tannins, but then you put him in some oak and then you give him some age in the bottle, he turns into your Barolo, and this is a very, 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 very good expression of a Barolo. I'm hoping it's a Barolo. I'm hoping it's a Barolo. Jesus, could it be Barbaresco? I'm not tasting the fruits if it's a Barbaresco. Barbarescos spend less time in oak, and they usually are more accessible, less tannins, more fruit forward. So that's why I'm saying with this one with the Barolo, because of the tertiary flavors I'm getting on it, the complexity and the amount of wood that I can taste and feel in my mouth from the tannins. That's why I'm going with Barolo on this guy. The tannins are still there. I can still get the cedar. I can still get the bitter orange peel. Very, very long finish. Now, see, when you pair something like this with food, there's a very, very, very big misconception out there in the wine world. A lot of people, when they hear the term Barolo, they think of a big wine, and you want to pair it with, you know, big foods, rich foods with rich sauces. And no, you don't want to do that. Not with this type of wine, because especially this guy in particular. Yes, with Barolo you have high acidity and high tannins, so you do want to have some fat, and you do want to have some type of a sauce in there, okay, to balance out the wine. But you don't want a heavy dish that is going to overpower the body of this wine, okay, because there's not a lot of ripe fruit in here, okay. It's a lot more complexity with the tertiary flavors that's happening in this guy, okay. So your tar and a little bit of, well, your mushroom and your earth and your orange peel, yeah, whetstone. you know what? You know I'm getting right now, which is pretty cool. I'm actually getting some dried roses. Dried roses. Okay, not the floral lifted ones that will elevate from the glass in a young Barolo, but I'm getting dried perfumed roses. Yeah, this is very, very nice. Again, this would go with something like some type of a game food. You know what, even rabbit, wild boar, something like that. Okay, wild boar a little bit more fatty. The rabbit is a bit lean, doesn't have the fat, but still, I mean, if you're getting, you know, your leg of the rabbit and you have a nice sauce, you know, this is going to go well with that. It's going to complement it. It's not going to fight with the wine at all. It's not going to overpower the wine. Okay, so I'm saying in this guy over here, I'm hoping that we're going to have a Barolo. Vintage. So Barolo needs to spend at least 2 years in oak, in vats, and at least 1 year in bottle before market. Based on the color of this guy, I would say he's maybe in the 2014-ish, 2014 range. Price points. Price point, we're looking at 60, 94 points. And again, these guys need time in glass too, right? So he was poured maybe about half hour ago now. So, but yeah, I mean, 94, 95 points. I really like this guy. Okay, let's do this reveal. What's in my glass? What's in my glass? Let's hope it's value, right? Let's hope it's value. Let's hope it's value. Okay, here we go. Wine number one. Only wine number one today. Here we go for the reveal. Okay, so I said that my guess was this guy was a Barolo, and I said he was 2012, $60, give it 94 points. And okay, so I'm happy with the shape of this guy, because the shape is, you know, your own shape, sloped shoulders, doesn't have the high Bordeaux shoulders. He's got the nice sloping shoulders. Okay, we have some embossed glass here, so this is typical of a certain bottle makers in Piemonte. Okay, ooh, he's a heavy bottle. Okay, nice little punt, not too deep. Other than that, he's been carved with our favorite tool. Okay, so I don't think there's much else I can ascertain from the bottle. So I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to hope for Barolo. Stop laughing at me. Pressure's on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, oh. I was off with the vintage, but this is a very nice bottle. Is this from our cellar? Oh, because we have Rati in our cellar. Yes. So enter vertical, baby.
What year do we have?
See, and you know, I'll be so. Awesome. So yeah, okay. So yeah, Rati Barolo, Marcinesco. So yeah, I was wrong with Serralunga, but I was right with Barolo. And this is a quality Barolo, and price point I said 60, but this guy I think is about 75 bones, right? 69. So I was off by $10, but you know, is he value in the glass? If you like this style, yes. For me, yeah, I was $10 off, but what can you do, right? Because I was saying that this is 2012, so it's 2017. So you know, what's going to happen to this guy in X number of years, right? How is he going to develop? So tasting him now at this point in his stage of maturation, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, he has the structure to go on for quite a number of years, right? The acid is still there, the tannins are there. Yeah, really like this guy a lot. That's awesome. Rati. Our first Barolo on the show, yes. So now what we do is, of course, we take Barolo and we do a comparison to Barbaresco and Nebbiolo, right? What's the differences? But yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, we got single vineyard here from this guy, crafted in his first Barolo. Marcianasco, introducing an innovative winemaking style and leading the entire region to embrace the single vineyard philosophy. Quite a lot of years, quite a lot of dedication, a lot of experience under the belt. So definitely very, very well-made quality Barolo. So good name, good producer, awesome stuff. So after this awesome tasting, I'm just curious to see what other wine critics have said about this quality wine. I was off with the vintage. I said 2012. He is a 2017. But other than that, I was pretty spot on for what I was drinking, being completely blind, right? I said $60 is $70 wine. So let's see what these guys are saying about Mr. Ratti over here. So, Mr. Suckling, Mr. James Suckling, been in the business for a long time. Very respected wine critic out there. So this is so perfumed and beautiful with cherries, strawberries, and dried flowers that follow through to a medium to full body with firm, fine tannins and long, energetic finish. All about length and finesse. Drink in 2024. We're getting close, right? We're 2022. So we cheated a couple of years. Suckling, 96 points. I gave this guy 94 points. And again, Mr. Suckling is paid to go. I'm paying for the tasting. Or Maestro is paying for the tasting. But yeah, so dried flowers, I said toward the end, I picked up on those dried roses. Cherries, didn't really pick up on strawberry, but I picked up on the cherries. He didn't mention anything about a tart component in there, the umami. I did mention the acidity and the tannins. So yeah, here we go with another wine critic. Let's see what this guy says over here. Vintage assessments. So this guy here, they say he's a blockbuster, nuances and shades of different intensities of flavors. Gently ambering, medium bricky red, so we nailed that with color. Slightly spicy, complex, dried roses, nailed it. Red licorice, didn't get the licorice, no. Sometimes you would get like some type of a fennel or anise in it, but I didn't. I got that bitter orange peel. No one has mentioned bitter orange. What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with your palate? Seriously. I'm ashamed. So here you have your cedar, your sandalwood finish. Sure, absolutely. Where's your bitter orange, folks? Disappointed. I'm still tasting the bitter orange. Okay, I'm still tasting it. Anyways, so 96 points from Suckling, 94 points from Vintage Assessments. Yeah. So again, is he worth the $70? If your palate appreciates these subtle nuances and these delicate wines, and you're not afraid of high acid and tannins, then yes, I am happy to pay $70 for this. I think for that money, I am getting value in the glass. But if you're used to drinking other wines that fit your palates, okay, maybe you're into drinking more of J-Lore or McManus, or if you're not drinking these types of wines, it's going to be a palate shocker. So I wouldn't say this is going to be value in the glass for you at $70. Okay, especially if this is your first Barolo. I would encourage you to work your way up to being able to appreciate this style of a wine. You may try an entry-level Barolo, Solo Barolo, who right now is on sale, $2 off, $30 for the bottle, okay? If you don't like how the $30 Solo Barolo is on your palate, then you're not going to like how this is, okay? But you can train your palates, right, to be more open and accustomed to all types of wine. So if you are drinking one type of wine, I encourage you to stop drinking that type of wine and try something else. Try something else. You only grow your palate through experimentation. Every single time I'm tasting wine, every single time I'm having dinner and I'm pairing food and wine, it's all science. It's all experimentation. Okay? You're always wanting to see how things compare, how things are different, how things are similar. You always want to challenge your palate to grow. Yeah, we have some nice Barolo sausage downstairs, right? That's gonna go awesome with this. And then we just go cut up a little bit of some pecorino. Okay, we do some pecorino and we do some Barolo sausage, and that's all we need with this. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need. You know, I'm not even gonna have this with the beef, with the chuck. I want this. I want it to be complemented. I don't want it to be overpowered by that. So I think, yeah, a little bit of charcuterie, a little bit of cheese. Appreciate the wine for what it is, and that's it. Don't have to go crazy. Nothing too fancy with anything like this. Simple, simple for a well-made wine. Awesome. Okay, well, I hope my time here tasting this beautiful wine is going to be as enjoyable as the time that the Raptors have as they face the 76ers tonight in Game 3 of the playoffs. So, we hope for the best for the Raptors, but we also hope for value in the glass for everyone out there. And again, if you liked anything today, please subscribe. If you have any comments, please put them below. Yeah, put them below. Put them below. What Barolo have you tried lately? What's in your glass? Let's keep the wine dialogue going. Cheers, value in the glass.